Are live. We are live. Straight politicking on all you mother suckers. And I'm Alex Alonso here with Munchie B, the mayor.
Yes, sir.
And man, they had a big old concert in Inglewood last night, man. I'm thinking, damn, Inglewood got everything going on. NFL's going on, NBA's going on,
All-Star
big old
weekend.
concerts, All-Star weekend. Damn, Inglewood is turning into like the Beverly Hills, Black Beverly Hills.
Yeah, you gotta stop through Inglewood to get a bag now.
Yeah, man, but
Casino.
and there's all kind of there's an event that's going on at a bar tonight that I know of. I'm probably won't be able to make it because I'm busy.
In Inglewood?
Yeah,
Is that right?
yeah. So yeah, Inglewood's the spot, man. Your hometown.
If you talking about the Cardi B concert last night, that's what you talking about?
Yeah.
Yeah, shout out DJ Robbie De Niro. That's my boy. He from Inglewood. He DJ'd that.
I'm not a Cardi B fan, but
No, that's big for my boy. I watched him. He DJing at the Bar and Grill, and he was DJ at KJLH. And then I ran into him Saturday night. He like, I'm about to go home so I could rest up. I got to go DJ for Power 106 in the morning. Then he said I got the Cardi B concert. So DJ Robbie De Niro, man, shout out you, bro. You been doing this thing.
oh, okay.
But I like Cardi though, bro.
I think she's trash.
I like her because she grounded. She down to earth, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying?
I wouldn't call that grounded, man.
She not Hollywood and shit. You feel me? Like she still go pay attention to the everyday issues that we got going on and speak on it. You know what I'm saying?
Well,
Versus some people, they be rich for so long they out of touch.
I think all of them is out of touch. I mean, when you go get, I don't know, 50-inch hips on your small frame.
Oh man, look, you just be BBL bashing, right?
Bashing.
Yeah, you BBL bashing.
It don't even look.
Look.
The shit looks deformed.
I'm pro BBL long as it fit your thighs and it look right.
Nah, Cardi B looks deformed.
Yeah, but I'm a fan of Cardi B. I like Cardi B, man.
And I was saying to myself, there's no way that this NFL player, Stephon Diggs, is going to stay with this chick that long. And I think we just got confirmation that is a wrap.
No, it ain't that. He dished her. It's just he is who he is. He gonna have a gang of bras.
Yeah.
That's just who he is. You know what I mean?
And not just have them, but go from one to the next to the next.
So but if it wasn't Cardi B, he would have bounced on somebody or cheated and did his thing with anybody else too. That's just him.
He
got like 3 bras pregnant at one time.
Yeah, he treated Cardi B just like anybody else.
As you should. I
Yeah.
mean, he rich himself. Like, you know what I'm saying?
But the fact that Cardi B thought that was gonna be something, it lets me know that she's not thinking straight. You know.
That's a woman thing not to be thinking straight.
Yeah, but you just got out of a relationship with Offset, and you saw how that went. And you went into it. Actually, she even said it herself. She went from a bad relationship to a worse relationship. She said, at least Offset bought me gifts. This dude didn't buy her nothing on her birthday.
Yeah, he bumped into one of them. Like he an NFL, and he not no bench warmer. You know what I'm saying? He an NFL all-star. He ain't no bum. He used to things. He ain't tripping off Cardi.
But he definitely needs to slow it down though, getting all these chicks pregnant.
He hit a lot of Cardis. You know what I'm saying? He not tripping or starstruck.
Yeah. Did they get married? Did he marry her, or they were just dating?
I don't know.
Yeah.
I can't call that because I run across titles, but I don't click on it. I don't believe.
I thought I saw the marriage title. I was like, this dude married Cardi? I
think I did see something about a ring or somebody engaged or something like that.
Yeah, well, unfortunately, that didn't last. You know, Cardi B's going to have to get her...
I think 80% of women make dumb decisions like that. 80%. Very little women make good decisions as far as, you know what I'm saying?
Possible. I don't know what the number is, but you talking about in terms of picking a spouse?
Right. Like 80%.
I would say 80% of black women, definitely.
80% of women, period. I want to know, okay, all right, how many women in your lifetime made a mistake messing with you? Because you didn't have the right intentions.
I guess all of them except for one.
Okay, well, see, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
So, you know.
Hey, but I was trying to find out what I liked, what I wanted, and then I would realize, okay, there ain't no way I would date a girl and say, there's no way I would ever have a child with you. You're not even motherly, So I'm gonna put you in this category.
But in her mind, she thinking she got a chance making a dumb decision. You know what I'm saying?
Well, it ain't dumb because I ain't exposed it. I ain't say it. I'm playing along. I'm being Mr. Nice Guy. But after at some point, I saw something in you that I didn't like anymore. And rather than just hurting your feelings and saying it, I just,
Yeah, but see, you said playing Mr. Nice Guy, so people watching probably like, she's stupid. Alex wouldn't have messed with her. What was she thinking? Thinking he was gonna take her serious, but he's playing Mr. Nice Guy.
I don't think it's that obvious when you're dating to learn people. It's not obvious like a Stephon Diggs. It's obvious. I had no children. I was single. I had no baby mamas. So yeah, people who dated me, there was no way to know. I'm not playing the Stephon Diggs game, getting chicks pregnant left and right.
Yeah, I don't play the pregnant game.
It doesn't even make sense.
I don't play the pregnant game.
I was reading a statistic that said that 18% of black men have 80% of the children.
What you mean? 80% of the children? What you mean?
Like, of all the kids, you know how many women have baby daddies, and a lot of men, a lot of black men have multiple baby mamas. The number is 18% of men. Let's say 1 out of 5 black men have multiple baby mamas.
1 out of 5?
1 out of 5. So that means that a majority of black men aren't doing that. So it's a small group. 1 out of 5 is the ones that are doing it, getting her pregnant. And it just seems like the stereotype is like all black men do that. But maybe in our circles we might know a lot of dudes that do that. But
it might have slowed down because teen pregnancy slowed down. So when you meet your first baby mama that young, of course you gonna have another baby mama later on in life.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Yeah. This generation has definitely slowed it down.
Right.
But man, I know a handful of brothers, man, that got at least 10 kids. I know at least like 6, 7 guys that have 10 kids by multiple baby mamas, of course. By multiple baby mamas. I don't know how they do it.
Yeah, I don't know either.
10 kids.
There's so many personalities.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
I got 3 and it's already tough. But I deal with my 3 every day. I think a lot of dudes that have 10 kids.
Hold on, clear it up. You got 3 kids, not three. You got 1 baby mama, bro.
Yeah, 1 baby mama, but 3 kids.
Okay, it sounded like you had 3 baby mamas. Just helping it out for the viewers.
Nah, man, never that. I come from a line of men that had most of their kids by one woman. There's only 1 man in my family that has multiple baby mamas. So that's kind of been instilled in us.
Both of my grandparents was Rolling Stones.
Oh, wow, for real?
Yeah, but I guess my father, he slowed it down and became a pastor. You know what I'm saying? He got kids in Chicago, and, you know what I'm saying, Los Angeles.
That's your grandfathers are from like maybe the 60s generation, huh? 1960s or 1950s.
What you mean?
Like when they grew up, yeah.
Yeah. Because my dad was born in '63.
Okay, so his dad was probably born in the 40s, so he came up. So he came up in the 50s. Yeah, that's early on. I guess it was happening in the 50s like that.
Yep. And my mom, her dad, he hit everything in St. Louis. He had kids all over the place.
Yeah, it was happening back in the day because you know the whole Rosa Parks story. She didn't want to get off the bus. She didn't want to get up off her seat for a white person on the bus down in Alabama, I guess. There was actually another woman who did that before Rosa Parks, but she was a teenager. She was a single teenage mom, and they didn't want to use her to be the face of the movement. So they used Rosa Parks, who was married, family woman, and they kind of took the shine away from the very first person to ever, not want to give up a seat because she had a child at 17. I think her name was CLaudette. Let me look her name up. But you heard of Rosa Parks though, right?
Of course.
Can you believe I met Rosa Parks once?
Is that right?
I met her once in 1995 up at USC. She came up there. She's the cutest old lady I think I have ever seen in my life.
Hold on, you made in 1995?
In 1995.
Man, why in my mind I'm thinking she probably had passed away long before that.
No, she passed away in the 2000s. But I couldn't believe that Rosa Parks came up to USC, and there were so many people trying to holler at her.
What?
That and there were some people taking pictures. She died in 2005. She was born in 2013.
2013. She wasn't born in 2013.
I'm sorry, I'm tripping. She was born in 1913, and she died in 2005. So just short of 100 years old. What's that? 90 something there.
That's right, Rosie.
But yeah, man, I had the pleasure of meeting her in 1995 up at USC, and I'm sure there were photographers there, man. I've been searching the internet for years trying to see if any of these photos ever materialized because I want to get that picture of me and Rosa Parks. But the woman who Rosa Parks stole her thunder. Let me pull it. CLaudette Colvin.
Okay.
CLaudette Colvin actually told the bus driver and the white people on that bus, I'm not getting up out this seat. But because she was a pregnant teenager, and she was born in 1939, so you can see how much younger of Rosa Parks she was. Was Rosa Parks 1913? She's born in 1939. So
our folks stole her thunder. We didn't want our folks made Rosa Parks the face of that.
100%.
That's weak on our behalf.
But you got to think about it. This is the 50s, bro. Do you want, you're trying to push an agenda against segregation on the buses. Do you want the person? Now, I don't care personally.
Me neither.
But I understand the movement. I got to think like a 1950s person. Like, do we want this 17-year-old pregnant girl, not married, baby mama, to be the face of this movement? Or do we want this Rosa Parks, married woman, family person? It's a no-brainer, bro. You know? But yeah, we've been learning about CLaudette Colvin in recent years. So she just died too, bro. Claudette. Oh my gosh. She died January 13th, 2026. Wow. But she was able to get her flowers though. She got her flowers a few years ago for being the first person to do it. But I was just thinking to myself, man, maybe one day we can get her on over the phone and just talk to her about this. And boom, she just died like a month ago.
Yeah, that's crazy. That's crazy. That's the first I heard of this.
Claudette Colvin. Her name is a tongue twister. Claudette Colvin. But yeah, because she was a pregnant teen, they didn't want her to be the face of it. So I mean, you know, I don't know how to look at that. You know, we're saying we don't care because we living in 2020s. We living in the 2019 in the 20-teens. We living in the 2000s. If you and I were born in the 40s or 50s, we probably like, oh hell nah, I don't want no baby mama being the face of the movement.
Can't even put my mindset in that. You know.
You got to try to. You got to try to think like, okay, we would be different people if we were born in a whole different decade, like 1940s. You know, so and our value system would be definitely different. But I get it, but I'm so glad that I learned about her.
Okay, what year was Malcolm X born? Give or take.
I'm gonna say like 1925.
If I was born in Malcolm X era, I would have been hanging around Malcolm X before he found his faith. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But I'll be going to them like real.
Yeah, he was running the streets though.
Yeah, I would have been hanging out with Malcolm running the streets. Like we would have been out there trying to fight, fuck the white girls and hang out and pimp and
yeah, he was pimping and pandering. I don't know if they called it that back then, but he was definitely pimping and pandering. His mug shots of him and all that.
No, I would have been hanging out with Malcolm.
And then he went to the pen.
I would have been hanging out with Malcolm.
Nah, Malcolm was man. When I listened to all his interviews that he gives when he's on a panel with nothing but white racist dudes and him, and he takes all of them to school. I'm like, damn, Malcolm was built different.
Straight soldier.
Yeah, he was built different. But yeah, man, Claudette Colvin died in 2026 in Texas, and they have her down here as an American activist in the civil rights movement. Even though most of y'all that are listening right now to Straight Politicking and never heard of Claudette Colvin.
Hey, all right, help me out, man, because I went home and did my research on this name. A girl that was messing with the Jefferson, she was black. Sally.
Oh, you talking about Sally Hemings?
Sally Hemings. I'm about to do a segment, and I'm gonna give my flowers to everybody within this Black History thing. All the women, Sally Hemings, because she need to go down too, be noted, because just to know her history. Period. You know what I'm saying? Sally, Claudette
Colvin.
Claudette Colvin, Rosa Parks, Harriet Tubman, all of them. I'll give them all their flowers. I might have Mariah and Tam pull up together and holler at them about the women. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, this picture of CLaudette Colvin on the Wikipedia page, it says Claudette Colvin in 1952 at 13 years old. And she was a cute young black girl. And I guess she started having sex. Dang, it says here, arrest at the age of 15 for refusing to give up her seat to a white woman on a segregated bus 9 months before Rosa Parks incident. Boom, it's in the Wikipedia entry. There you go. 9 months before. But of course, who's in every history book?
Rosa.
Who's in every elementary school curriculum?
Parks.
Rosa Parks. She did it 9 months after this girl did it. But she was only 15 when she did it. And she had a kid. So, all right, man. Mayor Karen Bass had a press conference to announce how safe Los Angeles is. And according to the city of LA, Los Angeles has a 19% decrease in homicides citywide, dropping to the lowest level since 1966. And let me just read this quick article. It says here that Karen Bass on Tuesday announced significant decrease in violent crime in LA, highlighting new statistics that show a sharp decline in homicides, both citywide and in neighborhoods historically affected by gang violence. Bass joined members of the LA City Council and community leaders to release updated crime data, which includes a 27% drop in homicides in areas known as gang reduction and youth development zones. That's your grid zones. Those are areas long recognized as among the highest hit by gang-related violence. It took many years to reach this point where I can proudly stand up and say we had a very significant reduction in crime, Bass said. I'm not sure how we are going to do it at the federal level, but at least at the state and county and local levels, the local philanthropy, another tongue twister, philanthropy, we need to make sure that they understand how important this work is and what a tremendous achievement it is to drop the number of homicides down to the levels that we haven't seen since the 1960s. That's from Fernando Rejon, Executive Director of the Urban Peace Institute.
LA Mayor Karen Bass and city leaders are lauding new data that says violent crime dropped significantly in 2025, down to levels not seen since the 1960s. Bass and others held a news conference at City Hall this morning. The latest figures say there was a 27% reduction in homicides last year in neighborhoods most impacted by violence when compared to 2024. That number is 19% citywide, with the total homicides standing at 230. That's the lowest tally recorded since 1966. The mayor says the city's focus on prevention programs and not incarceration is leading to results.
What this work represents is bringing all aspects of our community together and then saying that when we come together in programs like Summer Night Lights, Fall Friday Nights, and our justice fairs, that's the way to prevent and reduce crime.
City leaders say federal funding cuts to mental health and other community programs will put this recent progress reducing crime in jeopardy.
So now what this means, Munchie, is that everybody's going to say that LA is watered down.
Yeah, I mean,
that's the first thing people want to say, right?
Yeah, I get it. They be, oh yeah, LA watered down, Chicago this, Memphis this, New Orleans this. But man, I need to stop trying to compare that. You know what I'm saying?
Well, look,
you can't win with people like Poetic Flocko out there. It's either he gonna say that, oh, they not gangster, look how it's down, or he gonna say, oh, he go condemn the gangsters and. You know what I mean? And the areas that is a decline, you know, those are great areas. You know what I mean? So, like, you know, you can't even listen to people like that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I mean, you can't listen to a guy like that at all. He doesn't understand statistics and data and science. But the thing that bothers me is that cities go through inclines and declines all the time.
Right.
And sometimes the most violent city might be East St. Louis. It might be Memphis. It might be somewhere in New Jersey. It might be Detroit. It's different every period. There were times in the late 80s, LA was the most turned up city, you know? And we should all commend cities' reduction in crime. I mean, that's just the goal, especially if you got kids that are walking these streets, that go to school, that hang out, that go to the burger stand, that walk to the mall. This is what we want for our city. And we should never say, oh, LA is turned down or LA is watered down. I really think because LA is probably one of the most surveilled cities in terms of cameras everywhere now. And at intersections, every single bus has cameras on the outside now, Munchie. Mm-hmm. Every MTA bus has the little holes, the cameras on the outside, cameras on the inside. And I think people are realizing I'm not trying to get caught up.
New at 11 a.m., the city of LA is talking about new statistics that show violent crime is down. Today, Mayor Karen Bass joined other city leaders to make the announcement. They say that citywide homicides fell nearly 20% last year. That is the lowest level since 1966. Bass also says new 2025 statistics show a drop in homicides in neighborhoods known as gang reduction and youth development zones. Those areas are ones that have been historically hit the hardest by gang violence.
It took many, many years to reach this point here where I can proudly stand up and say that we have had a very significant reduction in crime, a 27 drop in all homicides in 2025.
I'm not sure how we're going to do at the federal level, but at least at the state, county, and local levels and local philanthropy, we need to make sure that they understand how important this work is and what a tremendous achievement it is to drop the number of homicides down to the levels that we haven't seen since the 1960s.
I mean, what can explain dramatic drop? I go to Fruittown Brimhood. I bring up Fruittown Brimhood because this is probably the most surveilled hood in Los Angeles.
They got to protect them students.
They got more cameras. They got a camera almost on every single intersection in Fruittown Brimhood. And it's a smaller hood, but regardless of the size, there's a lot of intersections still.
Yeah, but, if you're from Fruittown Brim, you're going elsewhere to go put in work anyway.
Yeah.
Right?
But it just completely transformed that community.
All right.
In fact, what's crazy, my daughter used to rent an apartment in Fruittown Brimhood while she was a student at USC. And I wasn't even tripping because I saw the block. I was like, this block is it's cameras everywhere. It's cameras at the intersection. It's cameras in front of the buildings. It's cameras in front of the houses. There is nothing going on in Fruittown Brimhood. But like you said, you don't got to be in that hood to do something.
Right.
But at least in that area, nothing. So I got to attribute it to the cameras, to the surveillance, to Big Brother in the sky looking down and watching.
I don't think it's the cameras. I think it's the internet, just like we was talking about that the teen pregnancy and it's less teens having sex because of the internet and in the house on their phones and stuff.
Yeah.
I think it's the same thing. You got people that's straight internet bangers now never leave the house. And we only know them because of their Instagram name. Versus back, it's word of mouth. You hearing about this dude. You probably never seen his face in person, but you heard his name and he keep coming through. So I think I could blame it on the internet also.
Yeah, I think maybe it's a combination of things where the cameras and surveillance definitely play a role. But, they got a lot of cameras in the projects. But one thing I learned about going to the projects,
they know they blind spots, though.
I was just about to, you beat me to the punch, Munchie.
Mm-hmm.
I was just about to say, there are so many little blind spots. All the times I've been to the Nickersons, the PJs, and the Grape Streets, they know all the blind spots.
Mm-hmm.
So I guess they didn't do a great job at putting cameras everywhere. So you can still get away with certain things in the projects because of those blind spots.
Right.
So, and I'm sure there's some blind spots in Fruittown Brimhood, but, and then also the enemies of Fruittown Brim, they not pulling up no more. They not going to be coming through. They already know what's the deal. As soon as they drive down the street, they're already being recorded. Their license plates are being read. You better go through there with a G-Ride or something.
Okay, I could say this because I ain't into that lifestyle no more, but when I was active, like one of our rivals is Legend Crips in Inglewood, and I just stopped going over there because every time I go over there, it be IPD cars, and I figured out the reason why is because Centinela Hospital's over there, and the police be coming in and out of there all day. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, and I caught on. And I just stopped going over there, bothering them dudes. You know what I'm saying? But, you know, it ain't no trauma there no more. So, one of the most notable high-speed pursuits in L.A. is X4 brother. He was riding through the 40s, throwing the money out the window.
Oh, yeah. In fact, I have that whole raw video. The whole raw video, which is about an hour and something long, on my YouTube channel for members. You could watch that whole thing raw from beginning to end. It got crazy at the end because everybody started coming out their houses. There was big crowds in the streets. And, yeah, they all got caught, man.
Yeah, man. Free X4 and free his brother.
Yeah. What else was I going to say about this Karen Bass thing? I wanted to say she's saying she's taking a lot of credit for what they've been doing during her 4 years as mayor.
Mayor Bass attributes the progress to the work of her Office of Community Safety and the city's violence prevention programs.
But this crime reduction in Los Angeles started before she even became mayor. So sometimes these politicians want to take all the credit for what's going on, but this was already in the making. And if the next mayor, hopefully, will get to experience some of the same reductions. But come on, you're gonna take the credit now because it's something your office did. We've been seeing these numbers going down for quite some time now, and we can't let these politicians try to manipulate us into what they're doing is the reason why. I want to also point out that the Olympics is coming here, and this one article said that the chairman of the organizing committee for the 2028 Olympic Games is asked to step down from their position by Karen Bass. That's on another side note to this crime reduction story. I don't know what's going on between Karen Bass and the Olympic Committee, but I was just hearing that the Olympics might not make no money. The Olympics might not profit. It might be a financial loss for any city that hosts the Olympics, but because of the attention the city gets, the governments are willing to take a L just to have their city center stage for a whole summer, But you got to turn it into a business. You got to make money.
Right, it got to make sense.
Yeah, but from what I'm hearing, some cities don't make money and some cities do. Most cities lose money, but I guess it's the clout, basically. If we go, that's the best word to use. The city of LA gets a lot of clout for hosting the Olympic Games, regardless of if it makes money or not. And this conversation is tied into crime, because in 1984, when the Olympics were coming, man, the city did everything they could do to try to stop the gangs. Man, it was crazy. They were doing sweeps. They was arresting everybody and their mama. They was raiding houses just because the Olympics was coming into town.
Yeah, but see, back then it kind of made sense because that's when gangbanging was at its height.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That's when it was real. Compared to now and then, it's nothing now compared to how they was banging back then in the 80s. So
yeah, you really don't got to do a whole lot from a law enforcement perspective to bring the Olympics here.
Right.
Because the crime was already dropping.
Right.
All right, so let me. I got this article here about the Stockton Mass Shooting that we talked about before, where we believe a rapper was targeted in that shooting. And let me pull up an article real quick. 2 vehicles believed to be used in Stockton Mass Shooting seized, deputies say. Let me get into this article here. Out of San Joaquin County, it says here 2 cars believed to be used in the Stockton mass shooting last November have been seized by the San Joaquin County Sheriff's Office. Deputies say the vehicles have been processed for evidence and are awaiting results of DNA comparisons. The Sheriff's Office released surveillance images last month of what appeared to be a white and silver sedan, which is similar to the 2 cars that were seized. In total, 17 people were shot at a child's birthday party, and 4 people were killed in the shooting on November 29th. The victims killed were ages 8, 9, 14, and 21. Investigators believe it was a targeted attack. In early December, sheriff said it could be weeks or months before any suspects are identified in the shooting. We actually played a clip of that press conference a few episodes ago. The only thing authorities will say about the suspects is that they were dressed in all black and their faces covered. We know that there were known gang members at this birthday party, but we do not know whether that was the reason for the motive. They found 50 casings on the scene, fired from at least 5 different weapons. No suspects have been arrested, Munchie.
We're following breaking news in San Joaquin County right now. The sheriff's office says they have located 2 vehicles believed to be tied to the Stockton Mass Shooting in November, where 4 people were killed, 13 others were injured, including children. Officials say they've been processed for evidence. They're now collecting DNA. Investigators previously said these cars were spotted on surveillance footage from the night of that deadly shooting. Anyone with information is asked to call the sheriff's office.
3 months later, to find the cars, there's all kind of prints that don't belong to the actual shooters in here. So that's gonna be kind of, you know what I'm saying?
That's a great point.
So the people who prints that is in the car, they will get pulled in, and then they gonna have to give them a lead to somebody else. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. So I wonder if the DNA of the original shooters if they did really use that car, did they leave any? If they left any DNA behind, they're in trouble. You know.
Man, they didn't went to the car wash since then. They didn't wipe the stand. Like the people, 3 months later to try to dust the car for prints and stuff is kind of like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it's a long shot. This is more evidence that these cops don't have a clue.
Yeah, and then a lot of times like it be inconclusive with prints.
Yeah, because you only get a partial.
Yeah, because
What was the ethnicity of these people up in Stockton? You remember?
I don't know, but I know one the dude that's supposed to be the rapper that's part of the target. His parents are square and they Asian descent.
I want to say it was Filipino, if I remember correctly.
And them parents was saying it all. My son said don't say nothing, but I'm like, dang, I'll be mad at my mom and dad. Like, come on, man. I think it was Pops though.
Yeah, he did give an interview. And
saying that his house been shot up in the past, and
it was the rapper is MB Nell, and this article didn't even mention MB Nell, and they're not really mentioning him at all like they were in the early articles that were released.
I believe he in jail for a violation based on that incident.
MB Nell?
Yeah, if I could recall right.
Okay. Let me look it up real quick.
Yeah, I think he got a violation based on that incident some way, somehow.
It says MB Nell was arrested with 33 others in a gang investigation back in 2020. A drug investigation along with 33 others, but he obviously beat that case. Or maybe he did do some time on it. Yeah, I don't have any recent arrests. Let's see. Father of teen victim in Stockton shooting say, okay, no, that's December. So, no, I don't know if...
maybe I heard wrong then.
But, man, those ages are pretty young.
Right.
What's going to happen to those dudes when they hit the yard? Is there going to be backlash, Munchie?
I don't think nobody go hit the yard.
I'm just saying hypothetically. In a hypothetical situation, you get convicted for killing an 8-year-old, a 9-year-old, a 14-year-old, and a 21-year-old, I believe it was.
It depends. It be the popular vote. Depending on who it is that hit the yard, who took part in that. If he got some clout amongst his collective and the car he a part of, or you know what I'm saying, like justice ain't always served when it come to the criminals handling their business.
That 8 and 9-year-old is tough to defend.
Yeah, but it be favoritism. Like we just talked about a Southerner that was unalived in the penitentiary years later for something completely different when he should have been unalived for the crime he's in jail for.
Correct.
So like it be a lot of favoritism, and it depends. Like, you know what I mean?
I think you're talking about Jonathan Fajardo.
Mm-hmm.
He shot and killed a 14-year-old black girl that was completely unrelated to the incident.
Right.
He gets sentenced to he got sentenced to death actually, because he was actually part of another killing. So And then when he got to the penitentiary, he stayed there in San Quentin for, let's say, from 2012 all the way to 2024. And then some dude from Paramount, a Southsider from Paramount, stabbed him to death. They want to say, some people say he should have been stabbed to death a long time ago for the 14-year-old killing, but I guess it came to his end. Jonathan Fajardo, it's something he did where everything came down on him.
Right, but he met his demise not for the initial reason he should have been met with it. You know what I'm saying? So it'd be like a lot of favoritism, the popular vote or whatever.
But I'm almost certain that it was actually two brothers on death row allegedly that ordered him to get stabbed, and these two brothers they're serving the death sentence.
When you say brothers, you mean related? You ain't talking about black brothers?
Correct. I'm talking about two Mexican related brothers who are both on death row, who will call the shots for the Southsiders on death row.
Right.
And apparently when they called the shot for Jonathan Fajardo to get stabbed to death, that 14-year-old girl getting killed, they threw that in there as part of everything else that they didn't like him doing. You know, well, why throw that in there? It happened in 2008. He was in the county jail for 4 years. And then in 2012, he gets shipped to San Quentin. He lived in San Quentin for over a decade. And then all of a sudden, now you guys want to stab him.
Right.
So, but then you got Lil Fee. Nothing has ever happened to Lil Fee, and he has children being killed in his case as well. You know,
I mean, we could give a lot of examples of that, though. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, but
I always wondered that. I'm like, dang. I looked at the ages. I don't remember them off the top of my head, but at least one or two victims were under 10 in that Lil Fee case, maybe around 10. And I think it was 5 total victims in that one, and maybe 2 kids. A grandmother, and yeah, man, it's crazy. But then there's another one, 1997, the Maxon murders. A guy named Jimmy Palmer, he killed the kids in that family in El Monte. That dude got stabbed to death like the day he got to San Quentin. And I'm not exaggerating.
What's his nationality?
Mexican.
And he killed some kids.
Yeah, he killed him. They went there to kill him. A dropout.
So the victims was Hispanic, right?
Yeah,
and that's probably the difference between the other dude because his victim was black.
Oh yeah, good point there.
So you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I never looked at it like that, Munchie. Damn, you saying something without saying it.
Right.
Yeah, but that guy's name was Jimmy Palmer. Bro, as soon as he got to San Quentin, as soon as he got to that basketball court and shot his first basket, he was getting stabbed in the neck. It was a wrap.
Handled the business the first day.
Yeah, he didn't last at all. And I'm surprised he didn't roll it up. He should have knew it was coming.
Some people rather die than roll it up.
Yeah, that's true. That is true.
Yeah, that's what I thought. People, like, when they signed up, that is you disgraced and you rather die than be a disgraced member and be housed certain places and stuff. But you know, the narrative they changed these days.
No, it is true. It is true, man. Some people. I told you about this Paisa. I don't have his name, but this Paisa was challenging every Southsider on the yard, fought everybody on the yard, and wouldn't leave the yard. And all of them, the Southsiders were just so confused. Like, does this guy know we're gonna kill him?
Then they ended up recruiting him, right?
They wanted to recruit him, but there was a disagreement about it because he had disrespected somebody so bad, quote unquote. His disrespect was so bad. And then he ended up getting shipped to another yard, so it never got finished. But
I wonder would he accepted that invitation if it was able if they was able to like get past that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He probably like a high ranking border brother. You know what I mean? You know they got the border brothers in the pen.
Yeah, man. There are quite a few of those guys, and they're kind of I know a few stories of some of these guys that just refuse to roll it up. You want me to leave? You're gonna have to kill me before I leave.
Right.
So. But that was a hell of a point you made, Munchie. I wish you would elaborate a little more on it, but I don't want to ruffle too many feathers.
Nah, I don't want to ruffle no feathers, but you know what I mean. I'll be loving for when this type of stuff to come up for like one of my brown side brothers to be right here. And we had that dialogue. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah, like I'm cool with it, and everything ain't an argument. You know what I'm saying? Just a discussion. You know what I mean? That make for good content and good conversation.
Yeah. I think also one reason why Jimmy Palmer was killed instantly was because that murder like really made the news, and it was like really high profile, and it was a bad look. It was just a bad look all around. But you know what's crazy? The 14-year-old black girl, Cheryl Green, she made the news in 2006. That was very high profile. You know, that was
Make the news 2006 for what?
She was the black girl that got killed by the Mexican dude.
Yeah, but she was on the news in 06 for.
She was the 14-year-old girl. It was all over the news. In fact, the FBI went to that market. You ever heard of the Del Amo market on 206th Street where it's supposed to be like no blacks allowed?
Yeah, I heard about that market.
Yeah. Actually, man, I'm thinking about it now. All this shit's coming back to me. The FBI did a press conference saying that we will not tolerate any gang, saying that racists can't come to this market. You know, Mayor Villaraigosa was out there. The FBI director was out there. So that got high profile. And bro was able to live in San Quentin for over a decade.
I had some relatives that live near that market, and they used to like just trying to let their nuts hang and go up there anyway. You know what I'm saying? And they a few times, just whatever. Yup.
So a brother was in the market, and he came out, and Jonathan Fajardo tried to press the brother, and the black dude just beat Jonathan up right in the front. So Jonathan ran to one of the homies' houses, got a gun, and wanted to come back to kill the dude that just beat him up. And he found a group of blacks around the corner on the other side of the market, and he started shooting, and he shot the 14-year-old girl.
That's what I got to saying. Gotta get your man.
Yeah.
Although we don't, you know what I'm saying? Disclaimer, we don't promote violence, and you know what I'm saying? But they got the saying, get your man, bro.
So, I'm really curious how he can, maneuver in prison with that type of homicide that is quote unquote not acceptable by your colleagues.
All right, but all right, in the Stockton case, I don't know what they are. Are they Crips or, you know what I mean? That's one thing. I don't know what they fall up under once they go to the pen, or I don't know a lot. I still some, you know what I'm saying? Some blank spaces.
Yeah, I don't know. But the 14-year-old girl, her name was Cheryl Green, just to remember her.
Rest in peace.
She was 14 in 2006. Damn, that's 20 years ago, Munchie. She'd be 34 right now. She's just a couple years younger than you.
She was what in 2006?
14.
Damn.
So she'd be 20. I'm sorry, 34. 34, 35.
Yeah, 35.
Yeah. So, what's crazy, though? The guy that got convicted of killing her, Jonathan Fajardo, he's a Southsider, quote-unquote Mexican, but his actual race, or more his ethnicity, he was half Mexican, half Belizean, with the half Belizean being black. But he definitely looked Latino. He could blend in with the Mexicans, but he was actually half Belizean. So it's kind of ironic, You black, bro. You black.
Right.
And you got a problem with black folks.
Yeah, but you say the way he look, he can more so identify as a Hispanic.
Yeah, definitely. He's definitely Mexican presenting. And I guess he bought into that whole 204th Street ideology. I was in the trial of that case, and it shocked me that the leader of their hood was a white boy.
I was in jail with the juvenile on that case.
Oh, okay.
When he came to the county.
Yeah.
We was in the same dorm.
Yeah, they had like 8 people on that case.
Yeah, it was one that was a juvenile, then he turned 18 and ended up coming to the county.
Was he the one that told?
I don't know.
There was a dude named Covarrubias that spilled all the beans. That was his last name, Covarrubias. Spilled all the beans. I don't remember if he was one of the juveniles or not. All right, man. There's another shooting here in Lynwood. I don't know if you tapped in with it, but I got an article here. Let me see. For those who don't know, Lynwood is right next to Compton. Literally borders Compton to the north.
Watts.
And for those who want to tap in with another city that borders Compton, I did a story on a guy from Paramount. That's another city that borders Compton. And to a certain degree, these cities live in Compton's shadow. They don't really get the recognition for whatever reason. Maybe it's hip hop, maybe it's the music, maybe it's the gangster rap. Maybe it's because the history that a lot of gangs started in Compton. The Pyru started there. You know, you got the Compton Crips starting there, the Grandees. There's a lot of history in Compton. George Bush, we used to live in Compton, one of our former presidents.
You know what though? In the early, like, let's say in the late 80s or in the 90s, they would have like a big rapper come out of Lynwood, the conversation would be different.
Could have been.
You know what I mean? Because they got plenty of gangs in Lynwood.
Yeah.
And they got, you know, Cross Atlantic that lies in Compton in Lynwood. Then you got Mob Pyru that lies in Compton in Lynwood. And then you got a lot of Mexican and black gangs in Lynwood. So there's activity over there. And all it would have took was a big rapper like Eazy-E to come out of Lynwood in the late 80s or 90s.
Yeah, but they only have about like 5 black gangs in Lynwood.
Pope Street.
Yeah.
211.
Yeah.
Lynwood neighborhood.
Yeah.
As we name it, as we count Cross Atlantic and Mob.
Let's throw them in there.
Cross Atlantic, Mob.
You're missing Palm Oak.
Palm Oak.
Yeah, that's 6.
That's 6 and yeah, that's all I could think of.
And you think of Compton, man. Compton.
Oh, you interviewed one. I'm like, what the hell? It was Lynwood, Hustler, Mob.
Yeah. I forgot what the name they was going by.
A lot. It was a long name.
And we got pulled up on by a 16-year-old Southsider.
And that wasn't on camera.
I edited it out.
Okay, all right. Now, I ain't trying to derail, man. All right.
We'll get back to it.
Hold on. I'm just about to touch on this real fast.
Yeah.
Okay. Now that brings me to Rodney in LA. When the little episode with the little Compton Crip dudes took place, maybe he should have edited that out because you had an incident with the 5 East Coasters where somebody pulled up, Lynwood where somebody pulled up, and it could be more. You know what I mean? Because you've been doing this for years.
Well, the Lynwood one I had to edit out because I actually went and retrieved the weapon.
Okay.
I had a weapon in the vehicle, and when this little dude drove by once, yelled some shit, and drove by again, and I'm like, I think this little dude coming back. He came back, stopped, and I'm like, damn. I remember that day saying to myself, damn, I'm gonna have to shoot me like a teenager today. I do not want to shoot me a teenager, but he was turned up.
Okay, all right, help me out. Was that you that you interviewed Nina Boy?
Yeah.
When P4 from BPS walked past as a kid?
Yep.
Now, I'm far removed. I'm mature Munchie these days.
Yeah.
But if I was Nina Boy, I would have beat the shot of P4K. Because it's funny because he was talking to Alex Alonso and he telling you about the intersection, the history of the intersection is death lane, the light stayed green so nobody stopped, and then somebody walked past, like, BPS. I'm like, oh, wow. Everything you had said just went to shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Man,
But
Nina Boy should have whooped him.
But I thought Nina Boy
He took the right approach.
Was a good example of what I wanted to show.
Okay.
You know.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's good. That's good. Nina Boy, no disrespect, but I don't know, the ignorant me back in whatever year.
But you got to remember, cameras are rolling too. So you know, do you want that case?
I'm gonna beat his ass because Alex Alonso, you go edit this out.
Oh yeah, I mean,
I
would have edited that out for sure.
He ain't gonna tell P4 his daddy a gangster. He a gangster. You feel me?
Yeah. I would have never. That would have never seen the light of day.
But all BS. Nina Boy did the right thing and he schooled him and told him, like, you know what I'm saying, the gangbang thing ain't the thing to do.
Yeah, I got a video where a dude from Outlaws got stomped out by some 30 Pyrus on the east side, and
they allies.
Yeah, that video never saw the light of day. Yeah, I mean, I don't know if I got the whole beat down on video, but our cameras were rolling, and I guess he wasn't supposed to take me over there. He felt that confident, and I remember one of the dudes telling me, "Hey, Alex, this ain't," because I was trying to I was like, "Hey, this is y'all got to do this right." He was like, "Hey, Alex, this ain't about you, man. Just kick back." I felt bad, like this dude getting whipped out. I actually helped him after. I helped him after. Yeah, and then my cameraman was spooked. Man, you got to have a tough cameraman for this type of work. I told my cameraman, go back to the car. Let me handle this.
Was that the same cameraman you had when you first interviewed me in 2016?
Yup.
Okay.
Yeah. He's seen a lot of shit. That cameraman seen a lot of shit.
Where he at?
When COVID hit, you know, he was everybody was paranoid about COVID. So he stopped coming through, and I hope he's well wherever he's at. Yeah, he's seen a lot of stuff. We've been drawn down on everything. But yeah, that video would have never saw the light of day if Munchie did what he's saying that Nina Boy should have did.
Yeah, man, it's just crazy you saying all this stuff. Then he just walked past, and it ain't like he just walked past and kept walking. He was like, he kind of came back to be nosy, like,
hey, he was ready for whatever smoke was gonna come his way.
Yeah, free P4, man.
And I don't know if he was just too young to realize where he was at, or he just didn't give a F.
It don't seem like he cared too much.
You know, because I remember being, 13, 14, 15. Sometimes I was a little ignorant of how dangerous situations could be, when you're that young. And then you look back at it, you're like, oh, shoot, I remember I could have got killed over there.
No, I put myself in a lot of situations like that.
Yeah.
I kind of like was, I got a rush out of that a lot. But that's why I be wanting to tell stories on my channel, but I don't be wanting to open old scabs and go back and forth with people, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because now people say, oh man, you telling these old stories from when you was in camp and all. I'm like, because I be trying to tread lightly, you know what I mean? I don't be wanting to.
Hey, people want to hear those stories.
Yeah, I might just say F it, you know what I'm saying?
It's good history too.
I might just say F it.
That's why this whole channel was started. Back when I started, it was to tell people stories and get some history. I was interested. The stories are history, and that's really what it started from, a historical look at the gangs of Los Angeles. That's all it is, a historical look at the gangs of Los Angeles. If every other ethnic group, if every other race can have their stories told from a historical standpoint, what's wrong with telling the Bloods and the Crips story from a historical standpoint?
I'm gonna quote Monster Cody, and I love the quote. We're not a secret society. We just a society with secrets.
Yeah.
Like you know what I'm saying? When they was coming down on him about saying what he said in his book and whatever. You know what I'm saying?
Look at all the Italian mafia's secrets are all out there. Look at all these dudes on YouTube that are dropouts from the Italian mafia.
I don't listen to dropouts. I listen to the mafia dudes. I like.
Well, technically, they're all dropouts too.
Yeah, but Sammy the Bull and all them.
Sammy the Bull is a hell of a dropout.
Yeah. But I'm talking about like the Southsider dropouts. I don't listen to them.
Oh, okay. Why is that? What, you'll listen to Sammy the Bull?
Yeah, I listen to them.
Man, he got John Gotti washed up.
Right. I listen to all them old mob dudes, but not the like Southerners or the Northanians as dropouts.
Oh man, John Gotti Jr. ain't gonna like that one right there.
No, I don't even want to listen to the Blooded Crip dropouts. I want to, you know what I'm saying? I ain't gonna say his name, but the boy, he's on the internet doing it, like these dudes on the PCR talking. I want to hear that shit.
I think Michael Francese is technically a dropout.
Nah, he not.
Yeah, he dropped out of the life. He left the life.
No. Leaving a life and then having a dishonorable discharge is different.
Yeah, but I think it's a little unclear of what he did. I'm hearing two different versions of Michael Francese's, what he did when he was in custody, And
I want them to just drop your flag thing. That's not California lingo. We don't talk like that. You know what I mean? Drop your flag. Like you doing something else now. Or, I didn't hear like hang your flag up, or you know what I'm saying? Hang your chucks up, but drop your flag. That's some South or East Coast lingo. No, don't bring that shit to the West.
There's a lot of lingo that you guys say that I never thought, I never liked. I don't like a lot of the lingo. Like we used to say one time for the police. Nobody says one time for the police anymore. They saying popo, 12. That ain't popo and 12 is not original LA lingo for the police.
Popo, I don't know where that came from. 12, I don't know where it came from. I don't even know the correlation with the number.
I think the 12 is from the Hawaii. 50 is from Hawaii 50. New York, they used to call the police 50. 50 from that.
What is 12 though?
1 Adam 12. 1 Adam 12. That's the LAPD.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So.
Yeah, we call them the boys. Dumb time, one time.
Yeah,
and then the neighborhood Crips, and they call them Johnnies. I noticed they be like the Johnnies.
I've been hearing Johnnies. I thought Johnnies just meant white boys.
No, that's what more so the neighborhood dudes. You know what I'm saying? Neighborhood collectives like call them that. And I told Lush that, like, why you say Johnnies, bro?
No, I've seen a lot of people call them Johnnies.
Yeah, because they got the influence from them over there.
Shit, I don't know. I think Johnnies goes back. because it means really a white boy.
If you around me and you like, you hit the Johnnies, I'm gonna assume you neighborhood affiliate, like you affiliated, and I'm kind of like questioning you, like, what's like?
No, I don't think the neighborhoods.
You went to Crenshaw or Washington High School?
No, they definitely didn't come up with that slang.
No, that's neighborhoods, bro.
Calling the police Johnnies?
Yeah, the Johnnies. That's neighborhood talk.
Okay,
I'm telling you.
Maybe so. We got some people disagreeing on you about what a drive-by is also. I gotta throw that in there.
Oh yeah, man. Oh yeah. That's subjective, but I believe you come to a complete stop.
Man, I wanted to call up this because they keep track of this in the police, and I know this retired cop, and I was wondering, I was going to try to get him on the line to define, like when you guys call a drive-by shooting a drive-by because they have the numbers on it. What does that entail? How do you define it?
You can't consider coming to a complete stop and busting like they did on Boys in the Hood as a drive-by because they don't consider a car-to-car shooting a drive-by.
Yeah, car-to-car is different. Car-to-car is actually a category.
Right, so that's what I'm saying. So if a person comes to a complete stop and then do their stuff, that's not a drive-by.
Well,
it's a wobbler, I guess. That's just my opinion, though.
Let me see if this guy will respond, and then we'll get back to this Lynwood story.
Mm-hmm.
Because I was surprised that police actually kept data on drive-by shootings. But there was a shooting in Lynwood, brand new shooting. An investigation's on the way after one person was killed in an overnight shooting in Lynwood. This incident happened at 1 a.m. Those are the worst hours to be out. Between 10 p.m. and 2 a.m., majority of the shootings. 1 a.m. near State and Josephine Streets, drawing a large police presence in the area. Still, details about the deadly shooting were limited. The Los Angeles County Sheriff's Department confirmed it was a homicide, but it's unclear if anybody was arrested. Details about the victim who died at the scene were not available.
Breaking news, a person was shot in Lynwood overnight. It happened around 1 o'clock this morning near State and Josephine Street. We're waiting to learn if that victim survived and whether any arrests were made, but there was a large police presence at the scene.
But the streets are talking on this one, I believe. Wood Hood is State and Josephine Street.
I don't know. Who hood is that park?
Which park you talking about?
It's that big old park, and I think the parade go by it.
Cause they got a lot of
they got
Southsider hoods too.
Yeah, Lynwood Young Crowd. Yeah, they do.
I'm gonna say the Young Crowd is probably one of the most active. At least they used to be. I don't know. I don't know. 2025, 2026.
As far as expanding Lynwood hoods, they more in the mix than the others. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
They got the most ops. You know what I'm saying?
They used to beef with the Cross Atlantics.
They don't no more?
I don't know. I don't know if it's still a thing right now.
Yeah, I think it's still going on. I think it's still going on. I think Lynwood Young Crowd got beef with everything in Lynwood. And for the record, I was the incident that where I went blind that was a car-to-car shooting.
Definitely. Mm-hmm. Yeah, there's no doubt about it. That's an easy one to define.
Mm-hmm.
It's more objective than subjective when it comes to a car-to-car definition than a drive-by. A drive-by.
I literally thought drive-by, your car in motion and you shooting, and I don't like who does that. Like,
yeah, you said that the shooting from Boys in the Hood was.
Came to a complete stop. He was able to get out the window, put that big old thing out the window, rest his arm right there, shoot, and then put the gun back in. And boy laughed, didn't pull it off. That's not a drive-by.
Well, it's I never looked at it if coming to a complete stop takes away the drive-by aspect of it, but I always thought any shooting from a car where you don't get out is a drive-by. Whether you slow down, stop, you never get out, drive-by. I think someone in the notes said when you get out, like you said in the movie, That's called a stop and pop. I think somebody called it a stop and pop.
That's a good one.
Yeah, I was like, I never heard that one, a stop and pop.
Yeah.
But
they might, I mean, I think the law, they categorize what I say not a drive-by. I think they count that as a drive-by. But I don't believe it should be categorized as that. It should be a stop and pop.
A stop and pop.
Car shootings and drive-bys, all three different.
It's probably so much harder to
prove,
to define it. Yeah, because you need witnesses to tell the police what actually happened. All right, did he stop? Did he slow down? I don't think the police really care. You know, they just, okay, that's a drive-by.
Right.
They're going to be more vague about it. I don't think they care about the difference between a stop and pop and a drive-by. But they should. They should, because a stop and pop is going to be more accurate.
Mm-hmm.
And you might have a higher homicide rate to those who stop and pop.
Mm-hmm.
And rather than just cruise by. But, you know, that's we're asking too much of the police. They're not scientists.
Well, they need to do their job and figure it out.
But I'm almost certain that they have a very basic definition of a drive-by.
Mm-hmm.
And even the Southsiders do. They call it, if you're not getting out the car, it's a drive-by, and you're getting disciplined. You're getting DP'd. You might get greenlit. You might get stabbed up when you get to the county jail. You know?
Well, they might as well, as Southsiders, it should be against the rules for them to even have a switch on their burners. Because the whole purpose of them making a rule, no drive-by, so nobody innocent get hit. When it's a switch on your blick, it's a switch on your blick. Man, that in most cases, the intended target ain't the only target that get hit.
But that big park in Lynwood is 211's hood.
Okay, Lynwood 211.
That's Lynwood Park.
Okay.
Pretty huge park.
Mm-hmm. Big as hell. I've been there when I was a kid.
And just next to them, you got Rude Boys, another Southsider set, and then you got Tiny Locos to the north, and then you got Lynwood 13 to the east, and then directly to the east you got Neighborhood Crips.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm gonna tell you where this intersection is. I'm gonna see what hood does this intersection of this shooting fall in, and then we're looking for State and Josephine Street. Oh, okay, so it's closest to Lynwood Vadio Paragons. Another South Side.
Everybody be right. All right, so that's basically Imperial and Long Beach Boulevard, and everybody be right there, cause that swap meet, everybody go there. Everybody from Watts, everybody from Compton, Lynwood, all go to that swap meet.
And it's just near a park called Adolfo Medina Park. And Alameda is just to the west, and the 105 freeway is just to the north. So yeah, Long Beach Boulevard, and what was the cross street?
Imperial.
I think Imperial is be on the other side of the freeway.
Because the 105 freeway is Long Beach Boulevard, and then you go just a little to the south, that's Imperial right there.
Yeah. All righty. And we talked about this guy that did a self-defense shooting at a taco truck in East LA last episode, and he got up out of there, and they're still looking for him. But I was surprised to hear about another shooting at a taco truck. This has got to be a first. Back-to-back weeks, fatal shootings at taco trucks. But this one is in South LA on 79th and Fig.
Right.
It says here, person fatally shot near South LA taco stand, police say. A person was shot and killed near a taco stand in South Los Angeles, according to authorities. A spokesperson with the LAPD confirmed that gunshots heard came out at 1:17 a.m. Dang, almost at the same time the Lynwood shooting. Same hour. 1:17 a.m. At the corner of 79th and Figueroa. This would be early Monday morning. When officers arrived, they found one gunshot victim. Spokesperson said that the victim was deceased. The decedent was not identified by name. No description of them was released. A vehicle associated with the suspects in the shooting fled the scene in an unknown direction. No further details on the active homicide investigation were provided. An update on the victim that was shot and killed at the intersection of Figueroa and I believe that was 79th Street, Figueroa and 79th. He has been identified as Jonathan Fajardo Santiago, 27 years old. And according to the coroner, he was actually sitting in his car when he was killed. It says that he suffered multiple gunshot wounds as he sat in his vehicle.
All right, the question I had, and they answered it, is the 1 o'clock hour in the AM. The first taco shooting where they don't know where the dude went that blasted him. What time was that one? Do you recall?
No, I don't remember what time that one was.
Because a lot of these taco stands be open in the wee hours.
Yeah, they do.
That's all I'm saying. Like, yeah.
So it's getting dangerous just going to the taco stand. At least in these two. Well, the first one, the guy tried to rob. He tried to rob a dude that was minding his business enjoying a taco, and got domed. So I don't blame the shooter in that one.
Yeah, them trucks kind of dangerous. Like, I was with a chick trying to go to the hibachi truck downtown somewhere, but I stayed in the car while she went and got it or whatever. Because, everybody trying to pull up and go there, all different communities, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, yeah.
So this 79th and Fig is in Hoover neighborhood. Mm-hmm. I want to say, wait, what side is 79th of
Florence.
Florence? It's on the
the south side of Florence.
It's on the south side.
Mm-hmm.
79th. Okay, so that's more like A. Trey Hood. A. Trey Hoover. Yeah, A. Trey Hoover Hood.
Yeah.
But
Fig, it's a lot of people that walk Fig based on there's some pimping going on. They might be prostitutes, or they might be trying to buy some poo-poo, some PUSSY. It'd be Max and pimps and gamers. So it's a stepping ground for many walks of life. So you can't really pinpoint who, you know what I'm saying, what kind of corporate.
So they got a photo here. The taco stand was set up on the corner where the recycling spot is at, and you can see Junior Market right there in the background, and all of it is taped off, and you can see the tent that the taco stand put up on the sidewalk. This is a photo from the Citizen app. And what's crazy is that a lot of these these night taco spots, they just take up the whole sidewalk. And I don't even know if that's legal. Can you just take over the whole sidewalk to where people can't even walk through and start a business? You can just basically start a business on the sidewalk.
But that's why they probably they do it at the time of the hours they do. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I remember it used to be one on Vernon and Fig in front of that gas station.
Okay. I want to get to another story here about our favorite battle rapper, Munch. And I got a video clip of it. But Geechi Gotti, along with 3 other dudes, got arrested in the state of Ohio for possessing 3,000 pills that they claim, the government is claiming that were stolen from a pharmacy.
Are you innocent?
Well, let me play this clip here. This is from the local news in Ohio, and it's going to show some body cam footage of the actual arrests. And here we go.
Traffic stop and a getaway that didn't quite get away, and thousands of opioid pills recovered.
So 4 men from California are now charged here in Butler County, and tonight newly released body camera video shows how quickly police caught up with them. Our WLWT News 5's Karen Johnson live in Westchester with a story you'll see only here on WLWT. Hi, Karen.
Well, good evening again, Cherie. Yes, among those arrested and now charged with drug possession, a California-based rapper known as Geechi Gotti. His real name is Marcus Fandroy, and police say he was driving down I-75 last week in Westchester when police made this stop. The initial traffic stop on I-75 in Westchester was short-lived. The suspects weren't getting far.
It did hit sticks.
One exit south near the streets of Westchester. 4 men bailed.
Get down on the ground right now! Get down on the ground!
But police caught up.
I will shoot you! Get your hands in the air!
Westchester police arrested 4 men from California.
Why are y'all arresting me? Because your name's Anthony Ellis and you've been breaking into pharmacies all over the place.
And searched the rental car they were in.
We searched it thoroughly. There was a large amount of pharmaceuticals in the car that looked like they came just straight from the pharmacy.
Nearly 3,000 pain pills seized, including oxycodone, morphine, and Vicodin. Drugs that investigators say were stolen.
The drugs that were found were from a pharmacy called the Medicine Shop in Bellevue, Ohio. We believe that cash was found as well that was taken from a pharmacy in Perrysburg, Ohio.
Detectives say they had their eyes on the men since one of them landed at CVG last week. Tyrus Crew, Anthony Ellison, Laquan Miller, and Marcus Fantroy, also known as rapper Geechi Gotti, all now face drug possession charges.
We're looking at over $10,000 to $15,000 worth of pharmaceutical drugs, at least. That's what it is to the pharmacy. That's not what it's worth in the street. So we're talking lots and lots and lots of bills.
Detective Kevin Berger said in court today, these men, quote, do this quite often. And tonight, WLWT Investigates is still digging into who these people are, if they are possibly facing charges elsewhere. Also, I should note, here in Butler County, Judge Courtney Caparella-Creamer found there was enough evidence to bind this case over to a grand jury. Reporting live tonight in Westchester, Karen Johnson, WLWT News 5.
So it was a little bit of everything in there. They pulled over, they went on a pursuit. And then
why the police yelling talking about their shoot, bro, and they back towards y'all? You know what I mean? Look what they try to resort to.
Yeah. They went on a little foot pursuit, very short foot pursuit. Didn't last that long.
They figured out they didn't know where they was going.
Yeah, I mean, I doubt they know this area that well.
Long way from home.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
And then there's footage of them all in custody. I guess in this county they wear yellow jumpsuits. They were all in yellows, and they had all their mug shots.
It's state, right?
Yeah, the state. Mm-hmm. Yeah, Ohio.
Okay.
I think.
But it's only a drug possession. I don't hear no burglary, nothing. So it's only a possession charge.
Yeah, at this time. Do you know if bro is out?
I'm not sure. I think I heard something like that, but I ain't sure.
Okay. Okay, here's what I'm interested to know. They said these 3,000 pills is worth, what, $10,000 to the pharmacy?
They said 10 to 15 to
10
the
to 15. Does that mean it's worth more or less on the streets?
More on the streets, but the police can say because he's not an expert. He don't know.
Yeah.
He's a square. You know what I mean? So he don't know.
Yeah, I don't know nothing about this pill game, but this looks like a pretty serious situation, but we hope Geechi and his crew are able to fight this. Hopefully that these charges are trumped up. Who knows? Who knows what's going to happen, but this is our favorite battle rapper, one of the best battle rappers in the whole country.
On the West Coast for sure.
Yeah. And I'm sure his lawyers, part of his defense is that my client.
That's receiving stolen property.
Is an extremely talented person that makes a lot of money doing what he does best, which is battle rapping, and would probably not be part of this conspiracy. But that's the latest. Geechi Gotti, along with 3 other guys, have been taken into custody in the state of Ohio. And I don't know if he has bailed out or not.
I mean, my guess would be yeah, but yeah, good luck on your case, man. You innocent. To proving, even if they say you guilty, you innocent. Man. No, for real. They don't, what they say that ain't law. Mm-hmm.
I mean, I was surprised that one of our favorite brothers from the Bay Area that had been calling whack out for a fade for a minute, Mr. J Diggs, he just got sentenced to like 10 years out of state on I think a weed case. If I got that correct.
It's crazy. As soon as he go to jail, then here go whack going to the Bay. Straight PUSSY, man. But man, free J Diggs too. Yep, I already He about to do some time.
Yeah, he's already turned himself in and started serving his sentence. And we ain't gonna see Jay Diggs for a minute unless he gets an appeal or something.
Yeah, hopefully he do.
But yeah,
Free Diggs.
I didn't know bro was fighting a case out of state.
Yeah, I heard a little something about it. I heard he could have actually took a deal that he probably should have took. Arrogance.
I'm trying to see if Geechi Gotti is in custody. He was arrested by Butler County Jail in Ohio, and I was just checking to see if Butler County has a
inmate locator.
Yeah, but it doesn't look like I'm gonna be able to find that for the show right now. But we'll update you guys, and then here's an update on Geechi Gotti. This is his mugshot right here from Ohio. I believe this is Baker County, Ohio. No, I'm sorry, Butler County. This is his mugshot from Butler County, Ohio. And he is currently still in custody in Butler County, Ohio. He has been charged with 4 possession of drug Schedule 1 or 2 substance, and he is charged with 1 count of failure to comply with orders or signal of a police officer. Now, the Schedule 1 or 2 drug possession charges, 3 of the 4 drug possession charges are charged at an F2 degree level. In the state of Ohio, their drug charges go from F1, F2, F3, and F5. I don't see an F4, F1 being the most serious, and F5 being the least serious. F5 is punishable by 12 months in prison, and F1 is a mandatory prison sentence for exceeding 100 times the bulk amount, and F2 means you had possession of 5 times the bulk amount. F2 also is a mandatory prison term as well. And each of these charges have a $200,000 bail, so that's 200,000 times 4, 800,000, and then he's got a $100,000 bail for the failure to comply, for a total of $900,000, almost $1 million bail. And his next court date is later this month in March. And that's it for an update on Geechi Gotti.
Yep, more than likely, yep.
Okay, the last thing I wanted to play for you, Munchie, this was sent to me. Let me read you the definition of a drive-by shooting. I just got this. This is a retired LAPD officer, by the way. Black retired LAPD officer. Grew up in the hood. Black retired LAPD officer. Mm-hmm. It has always been use of a vehicle to pull up and fire from that vehicle, car, truck, or motorcycle. Once they exit the vehicle, we consider it a walk-up. The Mexican Mafia defined it for their Southsiders as unacceptable. They demanded walk-ups in the 1990s to separate them from black gangs. Damn. That's coming from an officer right there. I won't identify him unless I get his permission. But I'm going to have to agree with him on that. I didn't think about motorcycle, too.
What about a bike?
Oh, he didn't throw. Oh, what about a bicycle? Bicycle. I don't think a bicycle will be called a drive-by, though.
Right, because it happens.
A ride-by. I wonder if ride-by is.
Nah, that ain't a thing.
No, but it happens, actually. Nah. I was just looking up.
When you riding, you're a passenger.
No, but if you're on a bicycle and you ride by and you bus, that's a ride-by.
Yeah, but I don't think they're classifying it as that. It probably ain't no classification for a bike. But it happens. You know what I'm saying? I mean, sure, it's on the internet, a story about the main streets coming through on the Hoovers on a mini bike. So, what I mean...
well, a mini bike would be...
It got a motor on it.
A drive-by, yeah. Right. Okay, so this last story I want to tap in with, this was just sent to me, too. Hoover Gumby was talking big mess on
Winnie 100.
Cashless Jones. So I got this link here. Let me play it for everybody.
And Mr. Wack, tell everybody how you paid Monster. Dale Morrison, you paid Monster to go tell on Big U to get him off the way. When I touch down, I have the conversations in my phone between me and Monster. Yes, this is how Wack is even out of jail. This is why he's scared that Big U is going to go to trial, because his whole ass is the reason Big U is really in jail. He paid Dale Morrison, which is Monster, to tell on Big U. Thank God. God take care of babies and fools, right? See, because that was my lick first. Dale called me on the phone and brought me up there on somewhere downtown to this big-ass warehouse full of weed, this, that, and other. I heard this little spill. You know me, first thing I'm going to go put it down. Round up all the crew, everything. Call the nigga back morning. The next morning, he said, oh, man, Big U, you know what I'm saying, he already in on it with me. Damn, Big U done already hit the lick. Coldest shit ever. Coldest shit ever. Look what happened. This motherfucker, Dale Morrison, was a federal informant this whole time. Dale Morrison has always been a snitch. Dale Morrison had his own case for pimping and handling on minors. Dale Morrison been working for the Fed the whole time he was out. That's Monster. White paid Dale Morrison to tell on Big U, to get Big U out of the way. This is what this whole situation is about. Big U was allegedly trying to do something to Wack. Right? They got it in the paperwork where he was crying, Wack, don't kill me. Don't kill me, Big U. My family here, my family here. All of that was because he was trying to get Wack out the way, I guess, and Wack ended up getting him out the way with the feds, bro. Dale Morrison is right now is still in Wack's phone. They still in communication with each other. This is what led to the indictment. There was never an indictment on Big U until he paid Dale Morrison Monster to tell on Big U. Big U was sitting in jail because Wack had to get him out the way in order for him to so-called run L.A. And now what he do? He got every snitch in his phone. Everybody that's doing some wrong shit against real niggas, Wack got him in his phone. I've been saying this man is the police. Dale Morrison only told on Big U because Wack paid him. Dale Morrison is a monster. He out right now. They out right now fraternizing together, looking for another way. And it's crazy to me how anybody that Wack get into it with, right, they end up in jail.
There you go. Now, I will say that everything that he said about Dale Morrison is 100% accurate. He has been an informant for quite a while. He's got some pimping charges with a minor. Those charges are from out of state. I don't know if
Ohio, I think.
Yeah, I don't know if Wack is paying Dale to tell on Big U, or I kind of think that Dale's case, he's working off a case and he's cooperating to work that case off.
But I think if he wasn't paying him, he was aware of what he was up to as far as you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. So I think that's very revealing right there. That
But I want to know, how long have Gumby known this?
Well, it sounds like Gumby.
Only question.
It sounds like he's known this for a minute, because if you were trying to holler at Dale, aka Monster, and you wanted to be a part of whatever lick, that happened like 3 years ago. You know, and then you found out that Dale was gonna work with Big U instead of you. Yeah, that was like 2022 or something.
Hey, I think the way Wack look at things, he rather keep the snitch close to him and befriend him, like don't tell on me type thing, or so he could snitch through people. Because I mean, you was going back and forth with Stutterbox, like, and then y'all on the phone together, keying together, y'all cool, you know what I'm saying? And Stutterbox is self-admitted snitch. So I don't know, man. You know, man. I mean, unless you just a weirdo or you a part of the Clubhouse community, everybody know Wack is a cop. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, you either got to be a Clubhouse minion, Adam 22, or an idiot. No, for real.
Yeah, I'm just shocked at how many people are willing and able to work with this guy, thinking that something beneficial is going to ultimately end up happening, when there's nothing beneficial happens to anything he does.
I don't respect nobody around him. And that's that.
Yeah, his whole crew. I saw a video of his whole crew walking through San Francisco the other day, looking goofy AF. That is the most goofy crew I have ever seen. All of y'all.
I don't respect none of them.
All of y'all in that crew is goofy.
No exceptions.
Not a single one.
You're talking about we don't be outside in this motherfucker. Man, we always outside, man. When are we inside? Come on, man. You hear that bitch better scream for? They love us out here, man. And we in Frisco, man. Come on, man. Y'all know just, hey. Look. You gotta get that.
I don't respect none of them, because if you sitting by, why somebody around you carrying on the way he do, something wrong with you. You flawed.
Yeah. If he got something to say negative about somebody and you guys are standing right there letting him do it and laughing with him and enjoying it, all y'all is the same as him. Y'all is the same as him. Each and every one of y'all.
Morals over money. People are repeat 2 times. Morals over money.
And I only know one person in that crew.
Me too.
And you and he's included.
Me too.
He's included. But hey, we're gonna get before we wrap this up, we're gonna get a police officer's definition of what a drive-by is.
Let's hear it.
Let's hear this.
What's going on, brother?
Mr. Wayne Caffey.
How you doing?
This is Alex Alonso. We're recording an episode of Straight Politicking. I'm here with Munchie B from Inglewood, and we're having a debate on what the definition of a drive-by shooting is. And before I ask you the definition, Munchie B referenced the movie Boys in the Hood, where Ricky pulls up in the alley.
No, Ricky the victim.
I'm sorry, yeah, Ricky's the victim. But
Ricky the victim.
But the red car pulls up in the alley and actually stops. It comes to a complete stop. Then he shoots Ricky in the alley. Munchie B doesn't believe that's a drive-by. I never actually even thought about whether a car stops, slows down, speeds up, but I always consider all of them drive-bys, regardless if you stop, slow down, or stay in the car at a complete stop. So I know that law enforcement defines drive-by shootings. They make a distinction between a drive-by. So I was wondering if you could help us understand how law enforcement, being that you're a retired LAPD officer, how do y'all define a drive-by shooting?
When I was working at LAPD, when I was working crash especially, we define drive-by shooting as when someone pulls up in a vehicle and fires them within that vehicle. In other words, they don't get out of that vehicle. It doesn't matter whether they stopped, slowed down, sped up, whatever. As long as they stayed inside that vehicle, it was a drive-by. And then we included motorcycles because we had some, the 2 guys on a bike, the shooters on the back of the bike, they drive up, the shooters shoot from the bike, and they continued on. As long as they stayed within that vehicle or on that vehicle, it was considered a drive-by.
And what about bicycles?
Bicycles was never considered because of the fact it's not a motor vehicle. We only thought about motor vehicles.
Now, I remember looking at some police data, and I did remember seeing that they will define car-to-car shooting separately.
Yes.
And
yes, that was more like we would call it rolling gun battle, so it was car-to-car.
Okay. Now, have you ever heard of this, this type of debate? Because the way Munchie B sees it, and, Munchie B grew up in the streets, and he's got his own way of looking at it. The shooting in the Boys in the Hood, he would not consider that a drive-by because they came to a complete stop.
He came to a complete stop for like at least 30 seconds.
Yeah, and we always consider that a drive-by because they never left the vehicle. They did it from the vehicle.
Okay.
So the vehicle was still in motion, basically, even though it stopped. The motor's running. All they had to do as soon as they fire, they step on the gas and get out. So it was always considered a drive-by shooting. This came up when the Mexican Mafia put that edict out in the 90s that they didn't want some Southsiders to do drive-bys because they said that was a black thing and they weren't doing what the blacks do. So they kept pushing on their people to get out of the car and walk up and dome somebody. You got to do a walk-up. And so that's when, we definitely considered anytime you exit the vehicle, then it's no longer a drive-by.
That's crazy. They classify that as a black thing, but that started with the mobsters, though.
Well, I know, I mean, I grew up in 60th and Crenshaw. Come on, so I know that. But all that comes from the Italian mob.
Right.
You watch all the old movies; they started that stuff. So they were doing it back in the day when they were doing that in Chicago, New York, and they were rolling by and spraying people.
Right.
With Thompson machine guns.
Yeah.
But yeah, we know they started that, but that became down from the edict coming down from Peggy Lake Joe Morgan was when they were trying to separate themselves, primarily it was from Crips at that time, to separate themselves. They said, we will no longer do drive-bys because that's a black thing. You guys have to get out the car. And they pressed on the Southsiders to stay with that edict. But we caught a lot of dudes from different neighborhoods lying about it because they would go and do a drive-by. They would yell out a different neighborhood name as they did it.
Now, I want you to let the people know how many years you have with the LAPD and when did you start, just to let the people know I'm actually really talking to somebody with a lot of credibility.
I grew up in South Central LA, born and raised. In fact, the hospital I was born at was right next to the Jungles. It's no longer there. It's actually a convalescent home. But I joined LAPD in 1981, working the jails. Became an officer in 82, put in 38 years, retired in 2020. Worked 4 different crash assignments, so I worked crash considerably. In fact, as you know, Alejandro, I was involved in the movie Colors back in the day. But, you know, I worked homicide in South End, worked the projects, I worked all over, and I worked, you know, gangs, I worked gangs in Rampart and Southeast Division.
Southeast is where? Where's Southeast?
That's Watts.
Watts.
108
Okay.
Main, brother. 108 Main.
Yeah, 108 station.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay.
And every time
that station was built in 1978. So where I grew up in the Overhills. So you know, back in the day, we were called the top of the hill boys because we were mostly athletes anyway. But when they built 108 station, that was in 1978. It's the year I got out of high school. And that at that time where I grew up was considered University Division, which is now Southwest Division. When they built that station on the 108, they moved the lines that became part of 77 Division. I actually worked that area when I went sworn and hit the streets in 83.
And Crash was already out, and I believe it came out in late 70s under what's his name, Chief Gates. I think
Gates, yes. It came out in 1979. And it originally was called Trash, and they thought that was a bad name, so they changed it. And they came up with the name Crash, and it started in South. It actually started in University Division. It was one of the first places started. My uncle was one of the first guys to ever work Crash.
Oh, okay, man. Hey, I need to get you here in the studio, man, because I could talk. I know I could talk to you for hours straight, man, just about LA history.
Well, you know, that's, you know, you and I both always talked about, I've been a historian about the city of LA for years. I mean, I surprised people when I came up with, people didn't know the history of Watts, how it used to be a train station and a post office back in the day before it became part of the city. It was annexed, in, you know, years ago. But yeah, you know, the history of the Crenshaw district, I'm well known. You know, that's because that's where the family moved. When blacks first moved into California, my family's been in, well, actually, my family's one of the first black families to move in Pasadena. My grandfather and my uncles grew up across the street from Jackie Robinson and his family in Pasadena, and that was in the early 1900s. So, hey, me and you in history, brother, we go all day long.
All right, man. Well, the next time you're in LA, pull up, Mr. Caffey.
I sure will.
All right, have a good one. Thank you.
Take care. Take care. Hey, Munchie, take care of yourself.
Yep. Likewise.
Oh, that's crazy. He said, Munchie, take care of yourself.
You know what's funny?
What's that?
You know, when I got shot in the head in 2012, it was in that jurisdiction, Southeast.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? They kept calling my mom, telling her, like, man, we'll tell them to talk to us. You know what I'm saying? We think we know, you know, X, Y, and Z. And then I was like, man, I kept telling my mom, get my laptop, because my car crashed and my laptop was still in the car or whatever. But when I got the laptop back, it was broke, and I think the police broke it, being like, because I wouldn't, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I'm like, no, that shit crazy, because why is this broke? How could it had got broke? You know what I'm saying? But yeah, that's crazy.
Now, he gave the definition from a law enforcement's perspective. That doesn't mean you or I have to accept it.
Mm-hmm.
I actually was thinking about this. I do believe that there should be a separate category for when the car comes to a complete stop, because of what I just said earlier about accuracy, and it's easier to kill somebody when you're at a complete stop than if you're moving. But, you know, I don't know if that'll ever happen.
Yeah, no, we ain't trying to change their laws anyway. They got it, boss. But I don't know.
I like to stop and pop though.
But is the Southsiders following the police guidelines and their definition?
Well, their definition,
because let's keep it real. Ain't nobody really just keep driving and shooting. You know what I'm saying? So do they got the same definition as the police?
No, every once in a while I be getting a case where nobody got out the car. I had a case where two dudes, the passenger and the backseat passenger, were both shooting out the car. The passenger, the front seat passenger, was really trying to shoot people. The backseat passenger was actually shooting at the ground on purpose. He didn't want to bust on anybody.
And you still gonna go to jail.
He went to jail anyways.
You might as well have.
But his defense was, I wasn't even trying to shoot. And they went back and found bullet holes all in the ground, in the street. Like, you could tell he definitely was pointing down. I don't know. I don't remember if it helped his defense, but he was basically saying, yeah, I shot, but I wasn't trying to shoot anybody.
Hey, all right, before we conclude, because I've been shot on like 6 different occasions, but one of them was a drive-by, and it's like one of the most gangster drive-bys, like, because they came busting, and I hopped over the wall, and then I waited, and I poked my head back up, and they bust the U-turn and start busting again, bro. I'm like, oh, shit, and I was, you know what I'm saying, that's when they shot me and my homegirl, Lady Munchie, but no, that was a drive-by, but they turned around.
So you've been a victim of a drive-by. Yeah.
Twice.
Yeah, you know what's crazy with the shootings now is having the trail car, going 2 cars, sometimes 3 cars. In the 80s, it was just 1 car.
But see,
you know?
Now the whole trail car thing was, if the police get behind us, the trail car do something to do a diversion and get them off us. But now the trail car just to supervise and make sure they did it right, or just to be nosy.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? So that just leave them back at the base.
I have never seen a case where the trail car did anything helpful.
That's what they were supposed. That's what they supposed to do. They supposed to do hit donuts like it's Crenshaw takeover and do a diversion in case, you know what I'm saying, let the shooters get on.
And most of these trail car cases that I get that people get caught, they get caught after because of the cameras. You know, now instead of the cops looking for 1 car, now they're looking for 2 cars. It's easier. Now we got 2 cars to find. Once we find one of these 2 cars, then we're gonna find everybody if someone tells. But yeah, this whole trail car thing, that's like probably your generation or late 90s, early 2000s, man. Yeah. I've never heard a trail car back in the day.
So on 2 different occasions, I guess they classified it as a drive-by when I was shot. Then one of them is a car-to-car shooting. Then the other 3 was like right there in 3D.
All right, man. We'll continue this conversation.
Yeah, we go on forever, man. It's straight politicking, man. Yeah.
All right, let them know. Let them know where you at, man.
Morals Over Money TV. Everybody like, hype, and subscribe over there. Also, Victoria's Secret by Munchie B. Everybody go check me out.
And I'm at Alex Alonso 101. Tap in with me, Instagram, YouTube, and Twitter. And if you want to watch any of these video clips, of course, it's on the StreetTV platform. If you want to listen to the audio only, Spotify, iHeart, and Apple. And we out.